You're good.
We're good?
You're good.
All right. So, man, I'm excited to be here tonight. It's been actually a few months. So for about 5 years, we did a weekly swarm call. And as this team just grew, and a lot of the leaders in this team were independently growing their own organizations and running their own calls, we kind of got to the point where I'm like, I don't really know what to do at this point because I don't want you guys to have too many calls. So we've worked it out after a lot of the leaders were coming back and saying, Tommy, we need your voice. We need, our teams need to hear from you. And if it's not on an every week basis, then let's do it once a month. So here we are. And we're starting a new tradition inside of our team, Team Swarm. I mean, that is the big mother team that you guys are all part of. So once a month, at the beginning of the month on Monday nights, we're going to get together as a larger organization. Nicola, can you mute that?
Yeah, I'm getting them right now.
No problem. But we're going to meet once a month. The first Monday of every single month, we're going to meet, and I'm going to host a call. Hopefully, you guys find some value. Maybe some of you aren't even familiar with who the hell is this Tommy guy? Why am I here on his call? Because maybe you don't even know who I am, and that's not a bad thing. But let me just introduce myself. I don't want to assume that everybody knows me. My name's Tommy MYGRANT. I've been a coach now for almost 7 years, right? So 7 years, ever since this network was in its infancy, and before we had Shakeology, before we had Success Club, and before we had Challenge Packs, and before we even had Facebook. And so a lot of the stuff that you guys are currently learning is stuff that me and a lot of leaders in the network had come up with by trial and error. And you guys are extremely blessed to be part of an organization that has great leadership. So no matter what leader you're plugging into, I am fully confident that they are, teaching you some good things. So here we are. I'm 7 years into the business. Not only did I lose 100 pounds with P90X and was $50,000 in the winter, but have just been blessed to build a large organization, and to have the success we've had. I mean, my wife and I are able to make a mid-six-figure income through Beachbody. And so once a month, I want to get with you guys and just share my tips or share what I think is best. There's no one person that knows everything, but I do want to share with you guys. And I want to thank all of you guys for the work that you're doing. I know that it took courage for you guys to enroll as coaches, and it takes courage then to stay the course with that, because this business isn't all just a solid track. It's not all, roses and tulips. I mean, there's some ups and downs with this thing that we learn to deal with. And that's why personal development is such a big part of what we do. So I just want to welcome you guys and thank you guys for taking about 45 minutes out of your week to come and spend it with us and spend it with me. And it's an honor of mine to be here. So hopefully I'm able to share some things with you during the course of tonight that it might click with you. I don't know exactly what I'll say that hits you, okay? Everybody's kind of at a different place, but I'm going to share with you some of my best tips down the road here, and just my thinking on some things. And what I tell everybody is this: I tend to talk really fast, okay? I'm also a football coach. I coach high school football in Florida, and so sometimes I come across as a little bit football coachish and passionate, and I'm not doing that to scare you. I'm doing that just because that's authentically who I am. So this will be recorded. If you need to go back and take notes, that's perfectly fine too. But thank you for spending 45 minutes. Now, I do want to start off, just talking about events and what's going on in the company. Obviously, tomorrow is a huge day for our entire network. The launch of the Insanity Max program, Insanity Max 30, is coming out. Maybe you've seen some of the test group people posting about it for the last 30 days. But that's coming out tomorrow. So that's going to be available tomorrow. Now, listen, just a little heads up. Sometimes these launches don't go perfectly as planned, right? This is a big company trying to launch a big product and a big program. And so don't expect it to go perfectly. They're going to make it available as soon as they can. I think we're expecting that sometime in the morning. So you just need to be in tune of when it's available and when it's not. And if you have people that are lined up, and we're going to talk about that in my tips here coming up. But just know that program is being launched tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I've heard nothing but great things from my friends that are in the test group. And so it's going to be a big program for our company, just like 21 Day Fix was, just like T25, just like P90X. I do want to give you a heads up. We're a month away from Super Saturday. So if you're a new coach and you haven't been around for very long, just understand something. the way that our live events work network-wide is we have a once every 3 month event called Super Saturday. So every 3 months, there's these Super Saturday events all over the country. The next event, and since I'm not meeting with you through the rest of the month, I just want to give you a heads up that that's going to be January 10th. So you're 5 weeks away from that, right? So you got 5 weeks to plan on where you're going, which event you're attending, sharing it with your teams, all of that. But you definitely want to get in the room for that coming up in January. I know that we just had some people go to Eric Worre's Go Pro out there. I know like Tina and Joe Gonzalez went and some of their team, which is super awesome. I plug into a woman called Danny Johnson, who's also outside of the network. She has an event coming up in January, I believe in Texas. That's a live event that you could attend as well. If you want more information on either Eric Worre stuff or Danny Johnson stuff, don't hesitate to ask about that. Let's talk about some recognition. Now, understand, I'm just going to go by what was on the document in the Swarm Cave, and I can't see everything. I mean, we have a team of almost 4,000 coaches now, and so it's hard for me to see everything if it's not reported on our page and our team. So some of you are just in another team page. You're not even on mine. If I miss you, it is not a personal thing. I'm trying to get everyone I can. But last month in November, we had these people rank advance to Diamond. Dawn Petrovich, Heather DeSantis, and Kathy Hucker all rank advanced to a Diamond rank, which is awesome. And now qualifying for elite status, Tina Gonzalez is going for her second year in elite. I want to congratulate Tina, who's just been awesome, Tina, to see you rise up as a leader. And as you know, 2 years in a row in elite is not an easy thing. Trust me, I know, which is awesome. So, and then her husband, Joe Gonzalez, he's officially in 5-star Diamond qualification to become the third Swarm coach that has hit 5-star Diamond, which also puts him in elite qualification. So as long as he's able to hold that for the last 6 weeks of the year, Joe can also qualify as a 5-star and elite Diamond coach. Joe, I know how hard that you have worked with your organization. Just want to give you a huge congrats from me as a friend and as a business partner, to you. So with that said, last month in Success Club for the month, and a lot of these names, some of them are new, but a lot of them are repeat names. In Success Club 5, Stephanie Brown, my wife, Ashley MYGRANT, who I've been so proud of my wife. This is like 3 months in a row that she's now made Success Club, and for her, that was a huge achievement, which is awesome. So Danielle Barrera, Robin Kappa, Ryan Cervenka, Lynn Gebsky, Christina Ashton, Sherry MacArthur, Beth Lowe. I was at 7 points. Frankie Scribe, Angel Garza, Mike Amon, and Angela Zapian. Angela Zapian actually just became a Success Club All-Star, which means that she made it 12 months in a row. Success Club 10 with 10 points. Brent Bauer, Vince Levier, and Lori Bolden, all with 10 points. At 11 points, Tammy Glenn, which is awesome. 12 points, Masha Amon. 15 points, Corey Cervenka and Tina Gonzalez. 17 points, Liz Bellini. 22 points, Sarah Mihailo. And she also had 6 new coaches in the month. And then the top earner that I had was Stephanie Daniello, who had 8 coaches in the month of November and also 23 points, which is awesome. And Stephanie, you've been cranking right along as well. So with that said, that's it as far as the recognition goes. So it's time to just kind of get into some of the thinking and some of the teaching. So hopefully you guys have a notepad out. I always like to say smart people take notes, right? There's something about when you take notes that you're in tune. If you don't have your notepad in the Swarm Cave, Nicola, can you post a Swarm notes and quotes? I don't know if it's posted already, but if it isn't, please go in there and post that, and I'll go ahead and do this. Okay, we're back. So I closed down my Facebook so you guys don't hear the ding, 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 ding if you guys are posting on the notes and quotes. And so here we are, right? It's December 1st. I mean, there's not a better date in the month for us to have a meeting than at the very beginning of the month, and to maybe just give you some guidance on what to do in the month of December. See, every year we get to this point where we're between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the holidays are rolling around. And, and if you're kind of new to the game, you might not be sure exactly how to navigate that or exactly how valuable this time can be to your business going forward, So we hit that every year. You guys are going to have family parties. You're going to have friend parties. You're going to be thinking about Christmas trees and putting up lights and doing all that stuff. But along the way, we don't want to forget about the fact that we've made this commitment as Beachbody coaches to go out there and serve this mission to help other people. And so what I did was I just wrote down out of my 7 years of experience, what my best, December tips are. We're coming into the pre-New Year, right? We all know that in our business, that there's a wave and an explosion in the health and fitness industry, January, February, March, right? With all the New Year's resolutions and all the people, and there's going to be 100 million people looking to get started in health and fitness and weight loss come January 1, right? And so what we want to do is just make sure that we're prepared to be in the best position to capture as many of those people and help them. Because here's what we know. The majority of those people, the majority of those 100 million people in North America that are going to go out and make a New Year's resolution to succeed, most of them will not find success. And it's because they're missing one of the pillars for success, right? We have these 3 pillars of success when it comes to someone actually changing their life from a physical standpoint. It's fitness plus nutrition plus support equals success. And so we know that the majority of these people, they're going to start working out, and maybe eating healthy, but they're not going to have a group of support. And what we know as Beachbody coaches is this: if they have all 3, there's a greater chance for them to succeed. And so we want to make sure as coaches that we're in a position to bring them into a company and into a situation where they're more likely to have long-term success. Does everybody understand that? So what I've done is this. I've listed down some of my top tips, some of the things that I do in the month of December, what my thinking is. Understand, I don't know everything. There's going to, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute, but I don't know everything. But hopefully there's something I share with you in these 6 things that makes an impact on what you do during this 31-day window in the month of December. So here's the first thing. Number 1 is this: remember why you started to begin with. Right? See, it's easy to lose sight of what we do as coaches and the important value of what we present to people when everyone else is thinking about holidays and everyone else is gaining their 10 pounds between the holidays and during the holidays. And this is what hit me. About a week ago, Carl Deichler, the president of the company, he started privately chatting with me through Facebook. And I've become great friends with Carl. And so for some of you that have never had the opportunity to meet Carl Deichler, I think once you do and you realize how authentic and real he is and how sincere his heart is and how driven he is and how passionate he is about the mission that we have, that you will be as committed to this network as what I am. And he is the biggest reason why I'm committed to being a coach, and I've done it for 7 years. But Carl messaged me, and really the gist of his message to me, and I want to share it with you because I think it applies to all of us, is this: don't take your eye off the mission of the company. And I think it's important that we remind ourselves what that mission is. And if you look up the corporate mission, it's this: our mission is to help people achieve their goals and live a healthy, fulfilling life. And so what's important, that in his mind is this: like, we can get all caught up in ranks. And listen, if a rank is what motivates you to go out there and do work and get it in front of people and share the word, then by all means, go focus on that rank because that's motivating you. And I don't ever have an issue with that. What motivates. For me, it's the mission of the company and the sincere thinking that there might be somebody I can help today or this week. And why should I not put it in front of them just because it's December? Right? Does that make sense? So it's a call by Carl to focus on the mission and a call for us to come up with our sincere reasons why we should continue working in the month of December. Because if you're not convinced that you should work in the month of December, you won't. That's just that's the truth. 90% of coaches are going to take time off and they're not going to care. But the 10% who do are going to be positioned for success with the wave, right? It's like this. We know the wave is coming, right? We know that this wave of people are going to come. They're going to come whether you get prepared for it or not. The people who are paddling this month, the people who are getting in position this month are going to be on top of the wave and riding it and bringing those people in. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what you don't want to do is not paddle right now. All of a sudden the wave is here and you and your team are ill-prepared to take advantage of that. The number 2 thing when it comes to December is this. You got that, Nicola? Good. The number 2 thing is this. Every December, our company blesses us with the release of a great program a few weeks before Christmas. And that release happens to be tomorrow, right? In the past, we've had P90X3. We've had a Turbo Fire one year was the release. This year, it's Insanity Max 30. Now, listen, in the last 3 years, there hasn't been any bigger brand name in fitness. Not even P90X has been bigger in fitness than Insanity. And Shaun T is like the hottest thing on the market when it comes to fitness right now. And so our company that we're partnered with has done us a great favor by giving us a release of this Insanity Max 30 program. And if I were you guys, it's a great way to get a new flood of people to get started before the holidays even come. So leveraging that. And I like to talk about my why wait till New Year's. Why wait till New Year's? See, here's the thing. We got to think like this. The majority of people out there in the world are thinking, I'll just wait until New Year's and I'll start my resolution. Okay? You're not going to capture all of them right now. But what if you could capture a handful of them right now and get them started on their fitness journey, get them pushing play now, get them losing weight during the month of December? And you can use and leverage this launch of this new product and this new program in order to do that. Well, those people who are losing weight right now and pushing play right now and starting to feel good right now, even if it's just a few or a small handful of people, right? You're never going to get all 50,000 of them. But we're not trying to do that. We're looking for the few who are ready, who don't want to wait until New Year's. And so creatively coming up with something like a why wait till New Year's campaign will speak to some of those people. Okay? Screw it. I'm not waiting until New Year's. I'm starting right now. I'm getting recommitted right now, whatever that is. Maybe you've been struggling in your fitness and you're going to get recommitted right now and you're going to make a call to action for those people. But leverage this release of the Insanity Max 30 tomorrow, right? Whether it's messaging your customer list, whether it's posting about it on Facebook, how excited you are about it, all of those kinds of things. A lot of times what I like to do is just simply post. I'm not like, hey, Insanity Max 30 is out. Let me know if you want it. I'll just say, hey, I'm really excited about Insanity Max 30. Who else is going to do it? That's it, right? And all of a sudden now, coach buddies come in and they comment on your post, and it creates activity on your Facebook, and there's eyeballs watching that, and then it might pique interest, right? And all of a sudden someone's interested in it. This business really isn't that hard, okay? It really isn't that hard, to do, especially with Facebook and those sorts of things. But leveraging the launch of this program, starting a why wait till New Year's campaign, whatever mindset you take, the people who follow you will take that same mindset. Does that make sense? Like attracts like. So if you go out there and you have screw it, I'm just going to wait until January and I'll just get busy in January, guess what? The people who follow you are going to do the same thing. The people who connect with you are going to do the same thing. Whatever attitude you take on will resonate with your people. Does that make sense? And they will follow that. So if you take on a why, I'm not going to wait until New Year's, I would put that out on Facebook. Hey, I was thinking about waiting just until New Year's because I know a lot of people just do a New Year's resolution. But then I sat here and I thought, screw that. Why the hell should I wait till New Year's? I know there's people that want to get started right now. So I'm going to be doing this Insanity Max 30. It just launched. Who else is going to do it with me? Something as simple as that, all right? Number 3 is this. Get you and your people in a position to bank on and benefit from the customer leads in January. And that only happens if this. 1, you need to be at least an Emerald coach during the month of December. Okay, so if you're a brand new coach and you're not Emerald yet, understand something. In January, we're going to have multiple millions of people coming into this company. And those people are going to be given as leads to people who qualify, right? You want yourself and as many of your coaches to qualify for January leads. And the only way that happens is if you and your coaches are an Emerald rank and in Success Club. It's that simple. You get yourself to do those 2 things and you get your people to do those same things. So if I'm you, there's no way in Hades that I'm not going to be in Success Club and at least be an Emerald rank or higher coach during the month of December. Because I don't want to miss out on those customer leads. I don't want my team to miss out on those customer leads. So understand, if you have a team, some of you have an organization, some of you don't, and that's perfectly fine. Some of you are here and it's just you, and that's fine. So you make sure that you do it. You make sure that you do it. But some of you do have an organization. right? And we need to rally our people to get set up for those customer leads come January, because there's going to be a flood of them. And we want to capture as many of those people as we can. Those are future coaches. Those are future purchases. Those are our future members of our mission to go out there and spread the word. And so we want to capture as many of those as we can. They're going to go to somebody. Why not you? And why not your team? Everybody understand that, okay? Number 4 is this. Number 4 is this. Do your thing. Do your thing, okay? One of the things that I know is there's an awful lot of different ways that people are out there talking about how to do this business. And here's what I would tell you. There is not a single person that has this thing down pat. The people who are doing this business are the ones that have made a choice on what they're going to do, and then they went out and did it the best that they could. They're not doing all 10,000 things. It can get easily overwhelming if you try to take every single approach, okay? What's important isn't that you go find the most perfect way. That's not what's important. Okay? It's not important that you try to do everything that all of the top leaders in the company are doing. What's important is this, okay? That you figure out who it is that you want to help. For me, it's fat people. It ain't, listen, for someone like Tina Gazelle, maybe that's not her target market. That's perfectly okay. But what's important is, one, that you determine who you want to help. Who is it that you're trying to get in? Who is it that you're trying to help, and why are you trying to help them? Why is your heart and your mind motivated to go help those people? And who you help might not be the same as the coach that brought you in. Does that make sense? You might not do everything exactly like they do. There's leaders on this team that don't do everything exactly like Tommy MYGRANT does it, and I don't take that personal. I think it's great. I think that they need to go out and figure out who they want to be. So if you're a coach and you've got a team under you, don't sit there and get 13 kinds of pissed off because the people aren't doing exactly how you teach it. What's important is that you make a decision on how you're going to do it, and then you go out and do it. Whether you're going to take a social media approach, whether you're going to start a fit club, I don't care. I don't care what the situation is, okay? Whether you're going to do all this self-branding online stuff, whatever that is, but you've got to determine who you want to help, and then you have to determine what it is that you want to promote. What is it that you want to promote? Maybe Insanity Max 30 isn't your thing, and that's okay. If it is your thing, then go after it with all you have. But there's 1,000 ways that are out there being taught. You need to simply choose your way and then go crush it. Does that make sense? You need to choose your way and go crush it to the point where you run into a brick wall. Go do the best you can. If you run into a brick wall, you take a step back and you readjust, and then you keep moving forward. Does everybody understand that? All right, so do your thing. Don't get caught up in thinking that everyone else has a better way. The people who have a better way are just the ones that are simply out there actually working and actually doing something and actually spreading the word in some way. Not in a perfect way, but they're taking action. If you've been afraid, right? If you've been fearful, if you've been feeling like you're incapable, if you've been feeling like nobody wants to listen, if you've been feeling like you can't do this, then chances are this: you're not taking enough action. Because the only way through fear is for you to make a choice and then for you to take action based on that choice. That's it. And we have to understand that. So don't get stuck in fear. And don't get stuck in confusion and paralysis. The only way through all of those things is to just go out and take action. Go out and post something. Go out and reach out to people. Go out and do a friggin' workout. Get yourself sweating again, right? Number 5 is this. Plan 3 steps ahead, right? Plan 3 steps ahead. Know what you're going to promote right now. How am I going to get people to get started this week? What am I going to do with those people? And then the next wave of people, how am I going to get them? So what is your 3-step plan with those people? Does that make sense, right? The first step is I need to promote something, whether it's a fitness group, whether it's Insanity Max 30, whether it is going out and getting as many coaches in right now before the holidays so that they're up and trained before the New Year wave comes. Because the coaches you get this week will have a chance to get to Emerald, get in Success Club, qualify for customers, all those things. But what's your 3-step plan? Then what does that look like through the whole month of December? And then what does that look like leading into January? See it 3 steps ahead. Everybody understand that. The last thing is this. I think the end of December, the last 10, 15 days of December is a great time to do what we're going to talk about right now. This is something that I learned when I was in college. I studied marketing. I took a marketing class. And we were made to do something called a SWOT. And the more that I've been in business, the more I realize that there's a lot of business leaders, CEOs, executives that do something called a SWOT, S-W-O-T. So I need you to write that down, S-W-O-T. It's a SWOT analysis. And most of you have probably never heard of this, and that's why I'm introducing this to you. And you can go to Google and you can look it up, and you can, but I would encourage you all to look it up, figure out how to do your own SWOT analysis on yourself and Beachbody as a business. But here's what that stands for. The S is strengths. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The fact is this, in any business and any person that's in business, and you guys are in business, right? We're in the business of helping other people, and we're partnered with an amazing company called Beachbody, and luckily that puts out products and programs that actually work for people. But strengths, and that's a strength, right? The fact that we are accompanied with Beachbody and that there is brand name recognition, that should go in your strengths category. But what you want to do is make a column, strengths. What are the strengths of who I am? See, here's the thing. No matter who you are, no matter how good or bad you are at this, there's some things that you're good at, your strengths, and then there's some things that you're weak at. Those are your weaknesses. And you need to identify all of them. Maybe there's a weakness in the fact that you've got 4 kids running around the house and you got a full-time job and you're struggling to come up with the time. So when you identify that as a weakness now, what's important is that we write down a solution for that. So maybe if time is your nemesis, right, because you're super busy, then maybe adopting a power hour and using something like the power of 3 is your method to answering the time issue that you have. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities. See, and I think that's what I'm trying to say is this. We're in the month of December, there's an opportunity for you to get set up for success in the first quarter of 2015 by what you do now. That's an opportunity. Now, there's coaches that will go out and capitalize on that opportunity and do a great job with that opportunity and make sure that they're in position for the January wave. And then there's coaches that won't, okay? But what you want to do is this. List all of your strengths. List all of your weaknesses. List all of your opportunities, and then list all of your threats, right? What is a threat to your business? But you need to take a step back and analyze where you're at, what you did in the year of 2014, whether you did what you set out to do, and if you didn't, why did that happen, so that you can avoid making some of the same mistakes again. And so that you can enter 2015 with a solid game plan of exactly what you're doing going forward from here. That's called a SWOT analysis. What I'm going to go ahead and I'll look it up on Google, and I'll find a SWOT analysis and I'll post it in the Swarm Cave. I'll give it to the leaders so they can put it in their page as well. So with that said, I mean, here it is, right? It's December 1st. Those are my 6 pointers. It's nothing too crazy. This business, I think a lot of times we can overcomplicate this business when really it's pretty simple. It's making a decision and going after it, making a clear-cut, conscious choice of what you're going to do right now in the moment, and then what you're going to do next after that moment comes and goes. What's your plan going forward, right? But we have an incredible opportunity right now in the month of December with the launch of Insanity Max, with the partnering with Beachbody, with the leadership on this team. I'm really just excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'm glad that you guys took 30 minutes. That was 30 minutes, right? We're not going to keep you for an hour and a half, because you guys have busy lives. You got people to touch. You got people to talk to. You got husbands to hug. You got kids to put to bed. I understand that. But I want to thank you guys for being here. We'll be back on this very same call a month from now. Between now and then, you'll be meeting within your own organizations and going and getting guidance from them. So with that said, guys, I thank you for your time. I'll talk to you guys. I'll see you live on this video if you're in my ramp or basics. I'll see you tomorrow night. If not, I'll see the rest of you a month from now, and I'll see you every day in the Swarm Cave. See you later.